Lockdown Take 2 is coming to England. We felt incredibly compelled to record this and release it just before the inevitable on Thursday.
So here we're sharing our top 5 tips to staying resilient and healthy in body, mind and soul. We're right there with you and are sending a great deal of love.
Hi, I'm James Davis.
And I'm Claire Davis.
We're the Midlife Mentors, here to lift the lid on how to achieve health and happiness.
The balanced, no-nonsense way. Everyone, welcome to the Midlife Mentors podcast. I'm Claire.
And I'm James.
Welcome. We're really pleased to have you here. So, complete transparency, we were going to release a completely different episode this week. But with the news just announced, I think yesterday or the day before, about another national lockdown in England, we felt really compelled to do something a bit different.
Yeah, so if you're listening to this in real time, i.e. it's just been released and you're up to date, then this will make perfect sense. If you're listening to it a little bit down the track, well, let's hope we're out of lockdown by the time you're listening to it. But this is going to be released Wednesday, the 4th of November, and lockdown in England is starting from the 5th until December the 2nd.
Your birthday.
My birthday.
Someone's birthday.
So we've got a month of restrictions and curtailed freedoms ahead of us, and we all know from the first lockdown that could easily be extended for a long time.
Yeah, so as I said, we kind of felt really compelled to do a different one here because, you know, I'm not going to get political, James isn't going to get political either, but we just know that mentally, physically and emotionally, spiritually, whatever you want to call it, a lot of people are going to need a lot of support over the coming weeks. And what we wanted to do on this podcast episode is just give you some lockdown tips to help you navigate what's coming and beyond. So As it goes without saying, just want to say this before, you know, we are always here for you. I know that might sound trite. I know lots of people are probably saying it, but we really do mean it from the depths of our heart. You know, we are fairly blessed. Well, we are very blessed with our lives and with our business and everything like that. You know, although we had our retreats business, which was before people couldn't travel, you know, we are online now, and you know, we are in a position to really extend our help and our support to you. So if anyone is feeling alone, lost and completely unsure of where to turn, please never feel like you cannot turn to us. I just wanted to say that. Reach out to us. At the end of every podcast, there's a little way that you can get into contact with us via email and stuff. We never ever want you to feel like you're alone.
No, exactly. So, Lockdown Mark 2. This one's going to be different because the first one that came along, I guess no one really knew what to expect. It was uncharted territory, but we've all got a pretty good idea of what lockdown looks like, what it feels like. I guess in many ways this one might be psychologically tougher because we're going into winter rather than coming into spring.
Exactly.
But we have got some coping tips that can definitely help you. And we've got 5, so we're gonna take you through those. The first one is set some goals. So let's just assume lockdown is only a month. That is still time to set some goals and achieve something. It's worth flagging up that actually, again, if you're listening to this in real time, you are only 8 weeks away from 2021. Yes, we're 8 weeks away from a new year, and I'm sure we'll all be thrilled to wave the back to 2020.
Who would have known?
So really, it probably is a good time to start thinking about how you want to enter the new year. You know, it's only 8 weeks away. That is enough time to make significant changes to your health, to learn something new, to start really reaching towards some goals. So I'd really encourage you to do that, because when we have a purpose, it gives us something to focus on. It gives us a reason to get out of bed and a reason to keep going, and it actually will help provide structure to our days as well. But at the same time, I want to balance that with...
Yes, I was going to say, James could tell that I was going to take a big intake of breath there, and also say what we don't need is more pseudo... whoop whoop, let's crack on, guys, and just, let's all be positive and not allow ourselves to feel... you need to be compassionate with yourselves as well. Like, I had a bit of a wobble a couple of weeks ago with stuff going on. Not necessarily wondering whether I was going to be able to get back. My granddad recently passed away, wondering whether I was going to be able to get back because of what's going on with the world and so many things, not being with my parents and all that sort of stuff. So I had a massive wobble, and you know what? I've learned to be really compassionate with myself now, haven't I, James? Like, that inner critic says, you need to keep striving, you need to keep pushing, this needs to be balanced out, guys, this goal with being compassionate with yourself, because what is going on right now is crazy stuff, okay? You are expected to feel, oh my goodness, anxiety. You are expected to feel unsure of what the future holds. It is okay to feel like that. It's really important that you don't put yourself down for feeling like that and you keep striving on and ignoring those feelings. Allow them in, okay? But at the same time, don't get stuck in a complete spiral where that gets really, really out of control, and have a purpose, like James said.
Yeah, it's about not overreaching. So I know during first lockdown there was like a movement as well, and people going, I've written my novel in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, I've learned a language. Oh, so, great. Okay, thanks for that.
Let's just look at only 8 weeks. Let's just focus on getting to 2021. What's a reasonable goal for you to do then? Ideally something that's going to lead to your personal growth. Don't be like, you know what, I think I could learn the mandolin, sing in French, and rewrite The Lord of the Rings as a sci-fi epic saga during that time.
That's what you said you were doing.
Just pick a goal and go for it, but don't put yourself under undue pressure.
Yeah, it's just we don't need that extra pressure. We don't, but we need to keep ourselves on track.
Exactly.
We need to keep ourselves on track. This is not a time where you can let this slide, because we've seen it over and over again. You get stuck in that spiral, and the longer you're stuck in it without a purpose and without direction, the harder it is to drag yourself out.
Point 2 is very closely linked to this, which is set a routine. And now this will flow from a goal, actually. If you set yourself a goal, then obviously it's going to make sense to break that down into chunks. That is your plan. And then plan your week and your days, with chunks of time to achieve that. But it also will help just planning your days generally, getting up at the same time, having meals at the same time, having set days where you do certain things. Otherwise, what you don't want to get into is this kind of like malaise where you wake up when you feel like it, you maybe sit in the bed for a bit, wondering what to do. Definitely you want to avoid that.
It makes you feel more in control of your life, setting a routine, and it can be something like really, really small, like James said, getting up at the same time, making your bed, doing some of your kind of gratitude list, but making sure you have that routine rather than just, again, it does go in with the goals, just letting it slide. So setting your routine is a really, really powerful thing to do. It
is, and it's just a tip, a really good time to do that, we find for us personally that works for us is like on a Sunday. We'll do it on a Sunday morning or a Sunday evening. Just get a big bit of paper out and just plan the week ahead. And here's a top tip for you. Put your personal time or your personal goal time in first, and then fit your work and other commitments around it.
That was a game changer, because if you're putting other commitments and everything around your own time, you're saying that's more important than your own time. So actually, this is all about permission, giving yourself permission, and prioritising your own health and well-being so that other people kind of get the best of you as well, because you can't give from an empty vessel. So yeah, planning as well. Planning your food is really good, especially with what's coming. Planning healthy meals.
Healthy meals, yes. Point 3.
Yes.
Start looking after your health. Now, you might say we would say that because we're into it ourselves, but listen, there's so many reasons to do it.
Strong body, strong mind.
Strong body, strong mind. One of the biggest excuses we hear all the time for people not getting in shape is lack of time.
Don't have time.
Guess what? Most of you are going to have time now. Even if it's like 20 minutes a day, you can carve
That's all you need.
that time out. Now, why should you do it? Well, let's look at the broader situation. If you exercise, lots of links like if you exercise and you eat healthy food, you improve your immunity. That's great. People who are obese are at greater risk from coronavirus, so we want to get your fat levels down. There's all the general health indicators. But also exercise, is proven to raise your mood, lower depression, lower anxiety. And the same for our eating. If we can start to eat a healthy, balanced diet and cut out all the processed stuff, which suddenly seems so appealing when we're sat at home and it's down, you're going to start doing wonders, not only for your body, but for your mind as well.
Yeah, you're eating junk food. I am going to get a little bit political. Sorry. Obviously, we've had, in the first lockdown, we had continued access to junk food, alcohol and cigarettes. Not much else, but these...
Not gyms.
Not gyms, but these things that have a massive negative impact on the mental and physical well-being of the entire world, basically. And we had continued access to it. What I would say is, if you're eating junk food all the time, you are doing it's not just your waistline you're doing absolutely zero favours for. Your immune system, your mental well-being. There's inextricable links between, your gut health and how you're feeling. So sorry, you were going to say something?
Yeah, no, I was going to say like the massive research links between like sugar and ingesting sugar and lowering your immune system. So we want to avoid, we're not saying like go without the odd treat, but make sure it is the odd treat. We all know that we saw a big increase in alcohol consumption during lockdown 1, and of course we get it. People use it as a kind of stress reliever, a crutch. The thing is, like when we haven't got the routine and maybe of getting up and going to our jobs or looking after kids or getting them to school, it's easy to let that glass of wine drift into a glass of wine every night, 2 glasses of wine every night, and up and up and up and up. We want to avoid that. So with your planning, plan the nights you're going to drink and the nights you're not going to drink, and stick to it as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so linked to that, these are all linked quite nicely, is watch what you feed yourself. But this time we're not talking food and drink, we are talking mind food.
No, exactly. I mean, there's nothing more damaging to your immune system than fear. Exactly. Lots and lots of studies about anxiety and fear lowering the immune system. So we need to really protect ourselves from this outside noise constantly. Listen, I know we say this so much in all of our other podcasts, but it's so true. If you let the inside world come into your internal world, you are really going to suffer. You're going to really see the damaging effects of it.
I think there's some research I was looking at that said, just to give you an idea, 1 negative comment needs 5 positives to balance it out, because we're just more psychologically attuned to take on board the negative. So that's something worth bearing in mind.
Yeah. I mean, what I would say is social media is just a hotbed at the moment of fear, of anger. What I would say is, we all have opinions. We're all completely entitled to our opinions. But don't get stuck in the scroll hole of trying to prove your point to anyone. It's absolutely not worth your peace. So the most important thing to preserve your mental, physical and spiritual health right now is to stay off social media as much as possible, quite frankly, or
clean your feed is something we like to tell our clients.
But even then people have got their own opinions and they're jumping in here, there and everywhere. Just protect yourself, and that's under your control. That is your responsibility to do that. Don't get stuck into all of that kind of animosity and things.
Exactly.
So yeah, I would also say just on the media stuff, like James and I have those times in the day where we'll check what's going on. Because, there's lots going on that we might be affected by. I'm flying tomorrow and then flying again on Saturday back to Marbella. So, we check in, but then that's it. And then we leave it and then we get on with the good stuff.
Exactly. And that is the way to do it. Dip in, dip out, and don't get absorbed by it.
And the last one is connect.
Yes.
You are not alone.
This is the positive side of social media. Find groups that support you. Obviously, connection and socialising is going to be a big issue in lockdown now. So let's go back to doing it virtually like we were. There are some amazing groups out there.
I was just about to say, this podcast was genuinely back in May 2019 designed to connect us to more of you, to share the no faddy approach to health and happiness at midlife. And never before, I think, has it become more important that we do this. You can honestly, like I said right at the beginning, contact us, connect with us, but we've also got our free Facebook group, which is beautiful. I know we would say that, but really beautiful community. It's a private Facebook group. You can anyone can join. We'll just let you in, and it's a great way to mix with like-minded people and share, those challenges, the highs and lows. It's called the Midlife Mentors Community, strangely enough.
It is. We'd love to see you in there.
Yeah. Connection is really, really, really important.
Especially in these times.
Yeah.
We're keeping this quite short today because we just want to give you those key points, and we're wishing you all the best.
We really, really are, guys. Stay strong in body and mind, and just stay close to those you love. And we're sending you lots and lots of love. And that's it really. So you take care. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yeah.
You've been listening to the Midlife Mentors with Claire and James Davis.
We'd love to hear from you. So drop us a line at info@themidlifementors.com with any questions or topic suggestions.
And make sure you join us on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. You can find us under the Midlife Mentors.
Yeah.